For now, though, SABC News reporter Mlondi Radebe has more on the water shortages being experienced in and around Durban.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Athlone Park in Mlondi, south of Durban. The residents in this area, they've been without water for more than 15 days now, ever since the flooding of the infrastructure in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I'll just step out of the shot so that you can see the members of the community trying to get water from a water tanker, because they only rely on these water tankers to bring them water, because they don't have any other means to get water, or else they will have to buy the water. I will speak to the local councillor, Andre, who will briefly tell us about the update of water in this area. Andre, thank you very much for your time. Briefly about the water in this area. We understand that you guys have been without running water for more than 15 days now.
That's correct, yes. 15 days and counting. That this area, and not only this area but also the surrounding areas, have been without water in their taps. At the moment we're only getting water supply from tankers, but they are inadequate. There's just not enough tankers going around. We are fortunate if we get one tanker a day, 16,000 litres in this area, the larger area, to serve about 30,000 people, 30 to 32,000 people. That's excluding the surrounding areas of Esebuguntweni, Folweni, Ezemongweni, all those areas. But yes, that's the only resources we have, other than people taking from their swimming pools within the urban areas or driving to somewhere where there's water. We're fortunate that the central part of Amanzimtoti does have water, and the people are driving there. But in the urban areas, the people don't have that. They're reliant on public transport. So for them, if somebody doesn't have a vehicle to go and fetch for you, or there's nobody that's prepared to take a 20-litre drum on a taxi, you wait for the tanker. There's no other way. And the reality further being that when a tanker starts at one point, it never reaches the end of the line, because people take it. So those at the end of the line remain deprived. In this area, we say it's fortunate that we have it, but there's also an ongoing problem. Before the floods even, this area doesn't have a tower that properly sustains it to start off. So these people, this is just an extension of an existing problem that was there before. But enough water, no. We are led to believe, and I'm actually on my way, once I leave here, I'm going to the Umlazi area where the SCA pipeline, which supplies 80 million litres to the south on a daily basis, has been compromised. So at the moment, the Toti local works can produce 20 million litres of water, so you can understand we've got 20% of the supply that we need. We are led to believe that that pipeline could be commissioned later today on this Tuesday, but I'm going to go there to see for myself. I don't believe anything that I've been told. I'll go there and I'll see for myself, because sometimes there's quite a variance in what you hear and what you observe. So we are just praying that later today some of these areas will start getting water, and that will also release tankers to the more rural areas that do not have water. Then we can move the fleet. That's what we're hoping will happen. So pray to God that it will.
We also understand that it's not only water, also the electricity infrastructure was also basically affected during the flooding. And we understand that also the pumps in the northern side of Atoti were also affected that were feeding this site. What is happening to restore water in that area as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually just stepped out of the office of the regional manager for the electricity. The area that was quite hardly hit is the area immediately north of Athlone Park and Amanzimtoti, which is the industrial area of Prospecton, which also houses Toyota and its subsidiaries. That area was completely flooded, and the water to this area comes through that area off the Mubeni line. Those pump stations have been submerged or were submerged. There are still some of the pump stations that's got water in them. Electrical infrastructure has been compromised. Some of the cables are still in the water. Likewise to the area north of us in Isipingo and Isipingo Hills, which makes it very difficult for the electricity department to actually restore power to these areas. The guys are ever working around the clock, and I must be quite honest in saying that these guys are doing a sterling job in my eyes. People can criticize them. Some of these guys, we find each other on the street, we're asking each other who's going to take a turn and sleep. These guys are also working 16 to 20-hour days to get electricity restored. Coming just from their office, there's quite a few areas that have been done, but unfortunately what people don't understand is that single dwellings take lowest priority. They first concentrate on areas, blocks, grids, streets, clusters, and then the individual household is the last priority. At this stage, is the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and people have to take that in consideration. These guys are working, but in very difficult conditions. Sometimes they're standing up to their knees in water, in working on electricity. They're putting their life on the line. I think people should appreciate that.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
Thank you very much for coming to our area. We hope to see you again, and let's hope the water comes today.
The hope for everyone in this area is that at least water, if it can just be back so that they can continue with their normal lives. Not only in this area, also when you go to KwaMashu, there are areas without water in the northern side and western side of Durban. Back to you in studio for now.